good movie to show it to you. Okay. The next series after that was Jaka Dengekitai, that's it. Where, yeah, it was the second issue Mori's Sentai series. The main characters were based on playing cards, and the main letters stand for Jack, Ace, King, and Queen. Yeah, it translates to Jaka Blitzkrieg Squad, and again, I included this just because I love the acronym of the bad guys in this. They were literally just called Crime. With a name like that, your career is pretty much set in stone, isn't it? Aired in 1977, but there was only 35 episodes of it because, unfortunately, even though Go Ranger was incredibly popular, this series was not very popular, and because of that, that was the last series produced by Ishinomori. After that, the third one was Battle Fever J, or Battle Fever Japan. It was the first true Super Sentai series because it included a giant robot. Until 1994 technically, because during that year they were showing a sort of documentary on Sentai, since it's been along for so long, and they actually acknowledged the first two series as sort of Super Sentai series. So even though the first two aren't really Super Sentai series, they are technically considered part of it. Ran 1979 to 1980, and each member represents a different country, with the titular character being representing Japan, naturally. And let's see, the first Giant Mecha was Battle Fever Robo, and I tried to get a better picture of this because it's absolutely hideous, but if you notice, the female member on the far left actually has hair on her helmet. The first time and the last time it was ever done, because believe me, it was absolutely hideous. Hideous. I'm going to speed through the next 12 years because, like I say, I want this to sort of be a brief history behind it, and I don't want to go through every single series. So you have Dynaman, Sun Vulcan, Gogol 5, Dynaman, yeah, a different version of Dynaman. Bioman, which was the name, when it got dubbed into French and shown in France, that's the name, that's the first series that they used in France for that. Bioman, I think they pronounced it Bioman. Changeman, which is actually on the karaoke list I noticed. No one bothered to sing it, unfortunately. Flashman, Masked Man, Live Man. You're seeing a theme here developing, aren't you? Turbo Ranger, Five Man, Jetman. Okay, does anyone recognize the next series behind it? Who recognizes these? Who recognizes Koru Sentai Zyuranger, as you know it. Before I get on to what you probably know it for, it was significant. It was the first series that actually had sentient mecha in it, and it was also the first series to introduce a regular sixth member to the series partway through. Dragon Ranger, as you know, was the Green Ranger. Also Evil Ranger as well, which I liked. When they were originally marketing it, Toei, who produces Sentai, were originally marketing it, it was marketed as Galaxy Rangers. And interesting thing, originally when they were deciding, when they were trying this whole idea of taking a Sentai show and redubbing it and making it into an American show, they used the preceding program first, Jetman, as a sort of test. So it could have been Jetman who became the first Power Rangers. And just because you will know this, I will show you the opening to Zyuranger.
1億数千万年前の恐竜時代から今よみがえった5人の戦士たち。
originally a guy, and they've done that for quite a few years now. Where they've taken one of the guys and made them into a girl in the American version. Just an aside on the first series of Power Rangers, or rather, first bits of Power Rangers. Promised it's like the only time during this presentation I'll actually talk about Power Rangers. After the, I assume that you know how that they did. They bought the original series, they sort of spliced it up, and then they added like American footage into it. Of course, they only intended it to be like a very, very short, short-lived TV series. No one really expected it to sort of explode in popularity. So after they ran out of footage, they bought original footage from Toei. They contacted them and said, "We need more footage. Can you go film more Zyuranger just for us and sort of send it over to us?" And so that's what they did. They charged Saban through the roof for it, which is why they've never ever done it again. The fan nickname for this footage is Zoo 2, and you can sort of spot it in that they start to incorporate, like, Billy the Blue Ranger was smart, so suddenly in the Zoo 2 footage, the Blue Ranger is shown doing clever things, for example. Later on, they spliced in stuff from the next two series of it. You might remember that they changed the mecha that they used, and that was so that they could splice in Zyuranger footage. And then the Alien Rangers came, and that was so that they could splice in Kaku Ranger footage, which was next. And like the White Tiger Ranger was originally from Zyuranger, and was originally an 8-year-old. So if you're ever watching Power Rangers and the White Ranger comes on, and he's jumping around like an 8-year-old boy would, like maniac, that's why, because in the original footage, it was an 8-year-old boy getting... yeah, Turbo wasn't the first one to come up with the clever idea of doing that. Yeah, and they finally switched to suits. That was 2 years later when O Ranger came around.